Richard Henney is suing Denise Henry in the amount of $3,000 for cutting off his dreadlocks while he was sleeping.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Christina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Mr. Henney, I understand that you are suing your ex-girlfriend. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so what happened in this lovely relationship?
5 months after we moved in together, you know, she started picking arguments with me. Like, these were different arguments, not the regular moody Denise arguments that we had, but these were different types of arguments. And she has this one friend. She actually has 3 friends. One of them is Maya, and the other 2 I bought were the Pomeranians. So her
You don't have a lot of friends, Miss Henry?
I do have a lot of friends. Just the friend that I have here in court, she's been my friend since we were 9. We go back, we're like sisters.
Okay.
So she was around a lot.
Then what happened, Mr. Henney? Why are we here?
In short, it's Maya's fault. But let me tell you the story.
Okay, tell me.
So we're driving home, and she tells me that Maya saw me with another girl out in some restaurant and at a bar. And she accused me of cheating on her.
Ooh.
And mind you,
I'm going to ask
Yes.
because it's like a soap opera. Sometimes I feel these cases. But I'm going to ask, have you ever cheated on her?
Never.
Has you ever cheated on her?
I have never cheated on him.
Okay, so Maya basically puts it in Denise's ear that you were cheating with her because why?
Because she saw me one week, and I was at a restaurant with a lady, and I was also at a bar with a lady. And I mean, I also kind of want to point out that, you know, women kind of outnumber men 2 to 1 in this world. So a lot of times if you're out, you might just be with a lady. Like,
okay.
All
right, Maya, why don't you get up? So you saw Richard in 2 different places with the same girl?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how do you know they were cheating? Or what was it about? What was going on between them that you were convinced?
The way they were pampering each other, most likely.
What do you mean by pampering?
He will the girl will lean into his shoulder, and he will hug her. And there's times where I seen him coming out of the bar, and they gave themselves a big, huge, long hug.
Okay. So then that you giving each other, did you ever go up to Richard and say, hey, listen, what's going on here?
I approached him on the first time that I saw him.
Did she approach you the first time she saw you?
I don't even remember, but in her defense, Your Honor, she doesn't seem like the person that would have many friends or loved ones, so she could easily misconstrue some platonic love for romantic love.
Okay, so you didn't approach Richard and say, what's going on here? You just assumed the worst.
No, I just approached him, and I told him, hi, good evening, Richard, and he looked at me surprisedly. He didn't even know I was there.
Okay. All right, so then you went home and you told Denise, or you called your girlfriend and you told Denise.
I didn't say that the first time. I just waited because I didn't want to get into it right away. I didn't want to.
So you saw him again a couple weeks later, and you told Denise.
I told Denise about it.
All right, so then take it from there, Richard.
Well, so me and Denise were driving home, and she starts crying. And, you know, at this time, I'm still, madly in love with her. And so I start to, you know, I become vulnerable. So I'm like, what's wrong? And then she tells me that, well, somebody said that you were cheating on me. Somebody. So it's somebody. I knew who somebody was right away. So, of course, I don't like her. So I got pissed. You calling me a liar. That's the one thing that...
You told her, I'm not cheating on you, didn't you?
No. Why would I cheat on you?
And you didn't believe him?
I did not believe him.
Why didn't you believe him?
Just the details that Maya finally revealed to me, just saying
What was it that Maya said that
she told me
convinced
that
you he was
she told me that they were very close at the restaurant and at the bar. The second meeting, he picked up the tab, he was pulling her chair out. They were walking very close together, just looking like it was the first few dates with a new woman.
So then what happened? So then you
I go
guys
inside
continue
the house.
arguing.
I go inside the house. She actually brings me a cup of water, and I think she wanted to calm me down. And I tell you, I love the lady. She's crazy, but I still love her.
No.
So she brought me some water. I drank the water. I laid down. And the next thing you know, I had a full head of hair. I had a full set of locks. That's what actually attracted her to me. And I wake up, and there's a patch missing. A patch in the top of my head. And I look over, and I see the locks on the bed with a note.
Coming up on Justice for All.
I've been growing my hair since I was 5.
The case of Richard Henney, who is suing Denise Henry in the amount of $3,000.
So you took some water?
I drank some water.
Are you a heavy sleeper?
It depends.
I mean, I wake up when somebody's touching my hair or...
Yeah, no, I won't wake up for that.
You would not wake up? How about when somebody's trying to cut your hair and pulling your dread? Wouldn't you wake up?
Well, she obviously didn't pull it too hard, and you know, in the dreads, they're just hair, so there's no like...
So you didn't feel anything at all?
Not even nothing, except for the rage that I felt in the morning when I woke up and I saw the hair.
Would you normally not wake up if that happened to you? It's hard for me to believe that.
I mean...
Did you cut his dreadlocks?
I did, Your Honor.
And that's funny.
It's not funny. I understand.
What did you cut his dreadlocks with? A scissor?
I cut him with the scissors, and I cut on the back of his head where it wouldn't be very obvious.
Did you give him something to sleep?
I did.
What did you give him?
I did give him some sleeping pills.
Some? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Just 3.
Do you normally take sleeping pills?
I don't know. I don't need sleeping pills. I sleep pretty.
He was acting really raging.
Did you read the instructions on the sleeping pill?
I
did
didn't.
you see how many you should have taken?
I didn't.
Your Honor.
No, I don't want to hear anything from you.
I didn't.
Why is this funny to you?
It's not funny. It was just that he was in such a rage that night that
So it was therapeutic, as you say, right? Yeah?
Yeah. I just felt that he needed to calm down.
So what happened? You woke up the next morning, you realized the love of your life, the woman that you worshipped, cut your dreads off. She just admitted she gave you some sleeping pills.
I just cut a few.
I was furious.
I did not cut all of them.
Like, I could have done anything.
So what'd you do? Did you break up with her?
I mean, she was gone. Like, she left me this note here.
Let me see. Bernard.
This is crazy.
She didn't even have the decency to write like a paragraph. It was just like a sentence.
Well, I mean, you broke my heart. I'm sorry.
Says, thanks for cheating on
I
me.
didn't actually break your
on
heart.
her,
Maya
you're
broke
not.
your heart.
Cheating on her.
Well,
You were cheating on
who
me.
was I with, Maya?
Okay.
With a lady, I don't even know.
Really?
I've never seen her around us.
You're suing her for $3,000?
Yes.
Okay, for...
I believe that, like, my hair, my father's hair, my grandfather's hair, like, my father and my grandfather practiced Rastafarianism. Okay. I didn't really practice it that much, but out of respect and reverence for my father, I had my hair. I've been growing my hair since I was 5 years old. Okay. I really feel like the $3,000 is really not even close to what it actually costs, but I really feel like something like this, there has to be some sort of repercussion.
Okay.
No.
All right, so
didn't have
Bernard,
to
can
curl your
you
hair.
bring the witness, please?
I'm an investment banker, Your Honor. Well, Hulk Hogan was able to pull it off,
sorry.
but I wouldn't have been able
cut
to pull
all
it
your
off.
dreads off.
She didn't call them off. You cut them off by your own choice.
Okay. Can you tell me your name, please?
Darling.
And Denise, do you recognize this young lady?
I do,
Who
actually.
is she?
This is Richard's cousin.
Okay. And Maya, who's this girl?
The lady that was with him on the bar and the dinner.
And can I ask you what was happening while were you out with your cousin?
I was basically, I've been consulting my cousin for a while now because I've been having issues with my ex-husband. He cheated on me recently, so I just drove out and hung out with my cousin for a while just to kind of get away.
Anything you want to say, Denise?
I feel kind of bad now that what I've done to him. I wasn't aware that it was his cousin. He never told me it was his cousin, so I was not sure of whom the woman was.
Well, he had no idea what you were talking about. You were accusing him of cheating with somebody. Who the heck was he supposed to say I'm cheating with when he wasn't cheating? Because he was actually telling the truth.
I'm really shocked that it was his cousin. He never told me that she was in town, and I just assumed that it was somebody else.
You drugged him, first of all, gave him sleeping pills that you have no idea how that would have affected him. You actually almost committed a battery on him because you touched him without his permission. You cut his hair off. He had no right to do that. Absolutely no right to do that. And you sit there now, a complete fool of yourself. And you have to stop hanging out with people who are manipulative, who don't have the best interest for you, such as your girlfriend Maya, because I don't believe she does. I think that Richard did. But unfortunately, you completely ruined that. So based on the evidence, Richard, I will grant your $3,000 claim. Good luck. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. And
oh my God.
Good luck to you, Denise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $3,000.
Hope you learned your lesson today about assuming things.
I have learned my lesson, and I hope you can forgive me sometime.
And